What's up, everybody? It's the Sunset Streamer, Mr. Lowkey here, and let's have a talk. I want to share some life lessons that have been on my mind lately, and also I'm going to throw in some story time for good measure. Lately, I've been watching a lot of, self-help content on YouTube, particularly Coach Corey Wayne, of course, FitX Fearless. I've had a podcast with Mac the Day Gamer, and I've been on Modern Life Dating, some Rational Mail. I've been on that vibe lately. Now I don't co-sign every single thing in detail that have been discussed by those content creators, but the general message of finding something greater and finding a purpose and living life on your terms and always be in a strong negotiating position and always be cognizant of what is your leverage, whether a job, whether a relationship, whether a friendship, and life in general. And I'm putting all that introduction to say I've got a few stories where I didn't have any leverage. I was not in the know. I was trying my hardest and getting humbled again and again. And I feel a lot of people in life, and especially on the internet, with some of the stories I've seen, have fallen into a very, very similar trap. And with these live streams, I when I try think of a topic and how to articulate it, I think of things that I wish I knew 5 or 10 or even 15 years ago that would have saved me so much headache and effort. And some may say, but it's the experience that showed you what to do, while at the same time, in the modern world, they say a wise, a smart person can learn from their mistakes. A wise person can learn from the mistakes of others. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do with these live streams, have some value and have some entertainment too. But more so on the value and the life lessons. That's like the biggest thing. Usually, if I think of like a really good joke, and then I'm like, all right, I'll put that in the live stream. I try to think, what is the lesson that I'm really trying to share? Something useful you can take. And um, now that I've got that out the way, let's also talk about some of the content that's going to be upcoming. I did a cooking contest with Tani in Africa. You can check out his channel as well. He's quite interesting. He's from Osaka, but moved to South Africa to do English study and also plants and um, very, very interesting things. So his channel, you can see more of his content there. And so we were collaborating, and he really wanted to do a cooking show. Now, I am not a chef by any means. There's a talent for cooking in my family. However, I was not a recipient of that talent. So he wanted to do a cooking show. So I said, okay, I'll do my best. And I've cut it all up into YouTube shorts. So throughout this week, new updates and shorts would be coming out. So if you want to see how my recipe came out, feel free. And Tani did a very interesting Japanese recipe, and I'm not going to give it all away. Please have a look at that content on the channel. That AMS hand rubbing. I want to talk about today signs that she doesn't like you like that. She's not into you. And this one is such a good topic as well, in that it took me almost 10 years to figure out what real, genuine desire is versus being breadcrumbed, led on, used, simping out, doing that doormat game. Hey, no hate to you if you're doing doormat game, but there are levels to it, and one is not the other. And falling into that mistake of trying to start one way and then transition and change and say, okay, no, if I simp out hard enough, maybe I'll be upgraded. Nope. Mm-mm. What you're getting right now is setting the tone for what you're going to get. Maybe you might get some deviations, but generally the average that you're getting now is what you're going to get. And if someone is treating you super, super well on average, they're super into you. If every now and again, once in a while, you get spikes of effort, but it's not the average, they are most likely trying to use you. Sorry to say. Now, it is not in every occasion, but when you get a cluster of like warnings, red flags, and when you kind of know inside, yep, especially when you look around you and you see other people being treated quite differently to you, and you've seen normal couples, normal relationships, the normal courting process, and you're like, wait a minute, how come what I'm doing doesn't quite look like this? Yeah, that is a warning right there. And what's another good one? Classic ones: late replies for messages. Someone is taking 2 weeks or a month to get back to you, and you're getting one-word messages, and you're just getting a complete lack of effort. People's phones are right next to them. It is not hard to pick up your phone and contact someone. If you are calling, they don't pick up, or you are making grand efforts and they just are not reciprocating that, then she don't like you like that. Sorry to say. And I, in reaction to it, don't do the whole ultimatum and start questioning her. Why don't you like me? Why? Tell me why. I want to know the reasons. It could be for whatever reason. You don't have the jawline she likes. You're not tall enough. You messed up here or there. If the interest was never ever there, she just never liked you like that. And women generally communicate in a very passive way, and that's just how they are. You can say it, those little white lies, never really being direct, which is how, if you are big into evolutionary psychology, that's how women have to be. Men are the more aggressive fighters who are direct and can communicate like that. Women generally will never say it. You always have to read the behavior and read between the lines and look at their actions, not at what they say. So she can say, oh no, you're totally my type. I'm so into you. I had so much fun doing something. But if you're reading the body language, you're seeing the behavior, and these things are a lot easier to read once you realize what they are. And it really started to click. Because for the longest time, my interactions where I'd get horribly breadcrumbed. And if you've ever looked up anything about narcissism, and I actually did a podcast with Blacklight Revelations, who had such an interesting insight into the way narcissists behave. And if you look at the way they do hoovering, the way they suck you in with very little breadcrumbing. So again, they'll show interest in you for a while. Maybe you'll have one conversation where they'll listen to every word you say, they'll compliment you, and you think, wow, you're really into me. And if you watch LFA's channel, he's got a really good video where he says, he compared fake signs of interest versus a real, genuine interest, and he compared the two. And if you're a bit more gullible and a bit more naive and not very versed in such things, which I myself was terrible at reading such things, I would fall into those traps all the way and explore it till I was completely burnt out and just like, wow, I was completely used. So we learn and we grow. And the amazing thing about learning a skill like that, of being how to identify if someone is genuinely interested in you, it's a skill that spills over into other things in your life: friendships, family members, business deals, all types of things. And the best way to always accept and understand something like that is you don't have to become emotional, and you don't have to go through that whole rumination of wondering, why doesn't she like me? What was that little thing I didn't do that I missed that I should have done? And sometimes it can be a multitude of things. Maybe you don't drink and she wants somebody who drinks, or it could be this, or it could be that. Maybe your money ain't right, your life ain't right. Maybe it's something small you haven't dealt with. It could be a multitude of reasons. And the best way to deal with it is just always be improving yourself and growing and moving. Don't be stagnant, because sometimes when you are stagnant, you're reaching and clutching and you become clingy, and that's not appealing at all. You know, when you're so desperate for something, that's when you like never get it. But when you have this attitude, or even just this life, not even an attitude, but when you're genuinely not in need of things, that's when so many of them are brought to you. And it's always like the best leverage position to be, if I was to just bring that whole point around. The best leverage to have is when you are always in abundance, when you are always at peace, and when you always have that good mental clarity. And I found when I'm in that mind state, more and more people want to be around me, male or female, business deals, all these things. And it's when you spend the most of your time acquiring skills that you don't have to be chasing people to have interest in your project and what you're doing. And I think it almost spills into YouTube kind of. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you've seen I've been trying to push bigger and bigger podcasts and bring on bigger guests, but it's so essential that I work on building up my own individual value so that the guests can naturally be attracted. And I'll, it's so interesting doing these live streams, because a lot of the things I say is advice I want to give to myself and say to myself. And I think that is something so important. Instead of trying to chase high value guests for me to interview, I myself can have to be constantly working on my own value so that they generally come to me as well. Well, I'll definitely be implementing more of that. And I have met some very interesting guests. Though, if you've checked out my channel, one of the interviews that really blew my mind was the interview with Madame Laetitia Bouffard-Rupe. And wow, she really had such an interesting insight and interesting story that really left me like, wow, she is moving and doing things. And just the way she does her work with such enthusiasm, it's no wonder so many photographers, videographers, creative people just get so drawn to her. And she really is a great example of how, if you want to accomplish something, your own inner work and passion will draw so many of these things to you, and how she's defined what she's about, and just the way she's marketed herself and the way she negotiates a deal is something that I found really inspiring doing these live streams. And she's been a big motivation as well for a lot of the content creation. Her content creation advice is was really outstanding. Wow, I'm just all over the place today. But back to the topic. So, if more signs that someone genuinely isn't into you is, so okay, taking a long, not never enthusiastic about what you want to do. Oh, and when you now make bolder moves to get them more, to draw them closer to you, like you'll invite them out or come visit me, you are going to hear some of the most incredible excuses you have ever heard in your life. The type of things you will not believe. Oh, what are some of the best excuses I've heard from girls I've asked out? Asthma attacks. Oh, I didn't see your message. My phone didn't pick it up. Oh, my Facebook isn't working. I didn't get your message. Ah, I've had legendary excuses. Oh, I'm sick that day. Oh, I've got a. Yeah, when you're getting stories like that, she don't like you like that. You do not. pursue even further and try ask in a better way, that is a you are done, carry on. And for the longest time, that was a skill I never had. I was living in a sort of Disney fairy tale where I thought I'll just put even grander effort and try and change her mind about it. And that is that sort of mindset is going to make you suffer in life. Major, major no. Being able to walk away shows you are not stagnant. You are not stuck on failure. You are able to take it, adjust, and move forward in a better way. And that's was such a crucial thing. I remember when I was in high school. Now I'm going super, super deep. I Some call it being super blue pilled, and I think I was ultra, ultra blue pilled. Blue is the sky, blue is the ocean, blue as an azure crystal. I was so focused on I have to find the one, my soulmate, instantly before I'd even had the first date. And now I realized, and this is going to sound like those, remember those cringy Facebook posts everyone used to see where people would put like life advice on those? I don't want to be like that, but they'll say it's not about finding your soulmate, but it's about finding yourself and your soul within you. And now as I get older and I see and I've experienced more and more of it, I I found a lot of the time when people pursue people who they just aren't into, it is because of your own inner lacking. Whether you love somebody so much instantly because maybe they are super entertaining or they're super beautiful or they're super healthy, or that's your own lacking of how you wish deep down you were more in shape, or you were more better looking, or you were more fun, more entertaining, you lived a more fun lifestyle, and you're seeing this person as that lifestyle. And maybe it really feels like that. And I found deep down, if you were to acquire that in your own life, if you were to get more in shape, if you were to be have more fun, have more entertainment, have more confidence in yourself, a lot of the people you are so drawn to, it changes. You suddenly aren't drawn to them anymore. You suddenly aren't obsessed with celebrities even anymore, or pedestalizing people anymore, because you've raised yourself. So it's not about pedestalizing them. It's about raising your own self up, and not in a narcissistic way, like, oh, you have to tell yourself, oh, I'm the ish, but genuinely putting in the work and raising your own value. Because deep down, the reason why you may be chasing certain things and certain people is you crave value. And value you cannot chase, value you build within yourself. And that's something I would have loved to have told my younger self long back, and saying that when you're chasing girls, especially at the clubs, going chasing is not the way. Imagine all of that time having been spent in the gym or reading books or developing yourself. Not that it was a complete waste. I did get to learn more about, social interactions, but imagine if I had spent it doing something else. Just some things that I think and ponder about. Yeah, if you would like to collaborate in any way, I'm on the live stream journey. I'm always welcoming to meet new people via Zoom. And wow, we've gone for 20 minutes this time. I hope it was a good stream and you enjoyed my ramblings. And please check me out on IG, Titch Graphics. I've got some very interesting content coming up now. I've been uploading constantly, and I've scheduled all my new uploads. So a lot of fun, cool stuff. We've done photo shoots, more talks about fashion, and that sort of thing. And please comment and let me know what are you going through in your life. Would you like to chat? Let's connect. Let's compare mindsets. And yeah, I think I'll leave it there for today. Mr. Lowkey signing out. See you soon.